Hello friends, this is Acharya Raman, Vedic astrologer since last 20 years. Today we are going to do a very interesting and little known story about the lust of Lord Indra, when he seduced Ahalya, the wife of Gautam Rishi, into have sex with him, and we will find out what happened when Rishi Gautam caught Lord Indra red-handed. So friends, let us start this interesting video, and also friends, if you like the video, then at the end of it please do comment on it, like it, share it, and also please do subscribe to my channel.
Ahalya was the created by Lord Brahma. She was one of the most beautiful women in the world. Ahalya was married to the celestial sage Gautam, who too was a creation of Lord Brahma divine powers. The beauty of Ahalya attracted the roving eye of Indra, the king of gods. However, sage Gautam would always be somewhere near, and he never got a chance to seduce Ahalya. At last he could control his lust no more and decided to use devious means to attain his objective. He approached the sun god and asked him to locate an opportune moment when Ahalya would be alone. But the sun did not want to get involved and diplomatically cleared himself. However, the moon god was not as lucky. Under pressure he revealed that sage Gautam went to the river to bathe early each morning. He was normally away for a sufficient time for Indra to ravish Ahalya. The moon's duty was not yet over. Indra forced him to imitate the rooster's call in the middle of the night. Sage Gautam mechanically went down to the river Ganga that graced his hermitage. Indra took on the appearance of the sage and knocked on Ahalya's door. Ahalya immediately saw through the disguise, but the vanity in her took control. Here was the king of gods himself, charmed by her beauty and asking for her favors. How could she refuse him? Throwing morality to the winds, she continued with the deception. "What brings you back so soon, my lord?" she said mischievously. "I felt the need to be with you," replied Indra, and went in. Meanwhile the sage had reached the river, and as he stepped in, Ganga informed him of the unholy alliance taking place in his hut. The sage furiously stormed back to find the moon in the guise of a cock sheepishly guarding the door. Angrily he struck the cock with his wet towel. That left a permanent black mark which the moon bears to this day. Their love-making completed, Ahalya was hurrying Indra through the door. The king of the gods bumped into the angry sage. Indra received a befitting punishment. His testicles fell off and 1,000 vaginas appeared on his body. He got what he lusted for, but was deprived of the means of using it. Then the sage turned his attention to his wife. She would have to dwell in this hermitage with nothing to eat, air her only food. Suffering, lying on ashes, and invisible to all creatures. In short, she was turned into a rock, unable to respond to anyone's overtures. Ahalya begged forgiveness. "To err is human, but to forgive is divine," she said. Hence he modified the curse. He said that eons later Lord Vishnu in his incarnation as Lord Rama would pass this way and touch the rock with his foot, and Ahalya would come to life again, free from lust and folly and completely purified. Coming back to Indra, he approached the other demigods for help. He said that he had provoked the sage into using his powers and hence lessened them. This was good for the demigods who lived in fear of the powers of the ascetics. Hence they should remedy the curse inflicted upon Indra. The demigods killed a ram and attached his testicles to Indra. Even now when the gods feast on lamb, they leave the testicles for Indra. Indra then prayed to Shakti, who converted the 1,000 vaginas to 1,000 eyes. Ahalya, meanwhile, spent ages under the curse of being trapped in a stone body. Since Gautama's curse held that she could only be redeemed if Lord Vishnu himself set foot in the ashrama, that is what she waited for. Hence, when Lord Ram, one of Vishnu's avatars, arrived at Gautam's cottage and brushed his feet against the rock that Ahalya had been turned into, Ahalya was released from the curse and turned back to her human form. Friends, hope you liked my video, and if you did like, then please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you friends.